It's the Wareham Gatemen paying a visit to the reigning champions of the Cape Cod Baseball League at Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts. On the Gatemen Baseball Network, Kyle Marchak alongside Ethan Eibe. A belated start to this broadcast as we stray away from the rain and we move inside behind home plate. It's a 1-0 score in favor of the Braves here at home as they jumped on Cole Lehman, the starting pitcher for the Gatemen, with a trio of walks, a hit by pitch, and yeah, that walk came in with a run. So let's scene set real quick, though. The Gatemen 4-2, second in the West. The Bourne Braves, not a typical start to the season, though, at 2-3-1, Ethan.
Yeah, definitely not what you wanted to see from the two-time defending champions. This is, of course, a nice rivalry that the Gatemen have with the Bourne Braves, the first time that these two teams are facing off in this short summer season. So we'll see if the Gatemen can make the comeback happen here and support Cole Lehman, who was off to a rough start that first inning. Walked, I believe, 3 batters, hit a guy as well, forced home a run. Braden Holcomb drew the bases-loaded walk, but he came back well in that inning. That curveball was really working for him. He struck out Camden Kozio looking and got Matthew Gravelin to ground out to short to end the frame.
Yeah, he resets a rhythm that he was definitely in his first start of the year. 5 innings scoreless. And on the other side, a guy who also had 5 innings scoreless in his first start in his Cape debut, Connor Wheatgriff out of Minnesota, a stud in the Midwest out there in the Big Ten, and moving from the Northwoods, upgrading here and looking like that so far. He had a 1-2-3 inning on that Gateman offense, which goes as follows. Number 22, Brendan Summerhill, flew out in center field today out of Arizona. And how about the Portal's own Antonio Jimenez flew out to right. He's batting second. Murph Gray grounded out, so he finished off that 1-2-3 inning out of Fresno State. In left field, it's Jace Reinhardt for the Gatemen, batting as the cleanup out of USC Upstate. Bobby Bozer in the Portal. He's playing at second base, batting fifth. Colby Turner in Michigan, third baseman today, batting sixth. The 7-hole belongs to Jacob Jarrell, making his Cape debut out of Clemson, added to the roster yesterday for the Gatemen. He's catching at first base. It's Putnam batting 8th out of Davidson, and Michael Lippy out of Louisville in right field batting 9th. We'll get to the defensive alignment of the Braves, which have not really been checked at all today, as Connor Wheatgriff watches the 4-hole hitter Jace Reinhardt dig in, and the first pitch is fouled off by Reinhardt, 0-1, and I guess we could say this is the second first pitch of the game for us.
Yes, indeed, and congratulations to Jace Reinhardt, just announced his commitment to West Virginia after yesterday's ballgame.
0-1, lefty on righty as Wheatgriff delivers a fastball inside. It's topped foul of the third base bag, 0-2.
Reinhardt, a native of Mannington, West Virginia, so for him, it's a coming home party.
No balls, 2 strikes. Wheatgriff in a quick pace so far after a 1-2-3 inning in the top half of the first. And the 0-2 on the way. Roller softly left side, picked up by Penny, the third baseman, throw to first in time. Speaking of a defensive alignment, Gillespie out in left, Stanfield in center, Holcomb in right. Penny, the third baseman, Grady up the middle at the shortstop position with Kozel alongside him. Gravelin is the first baseman, and Bodine is the catcher for the Braves today. 1 up, 1 down. 4 retired straight to start the ball game for Wheatgriff. Here's Bobby Bozer. Bozer 1 for 16 to start his season. A guy who gets hot later in his Cape campaigns. First pitch outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
Second straight rainy ball game for the Gatemen. Yesterday's ball game cut short in 6 innings, a 5-3 win against YD.
1-0, check swing, fouled off to the right side, 1-1. Meanwhile, the Braves coming off just their second win of the year. It was a 6-2 victory at Falmouth yesterday.
Those Commodores are now 1-5.
Competitive, you could say. A lot of parity early on this season. Wheatgriff nods at the sign. Here's the 1-1 from the full. Spikes a fastball in the dirt at the back foot of Bozer at the dish. It's ball 2.
The Hyannis Harborhawks got their first loss yesterday, a game that ended after 8 innings in Katuitt, 4-2 final. So the Gatemen and the Harborhawks in a virtual tie for first in the West.
2-1. On the way, swung on, rolled softly to the left side. 3 hops into the glove of Penny. Throw to first in time. Back-to-back plays by the third baseman. And there are 2 down swiftly here in the second. Colby Turner's turn out of Michigan.
Wheatgriff has certainly pitched to contact to this point. 5 straight balls put in play for outs. He's leaving it over the plate, but his stuff is deceptive enough that a lot of balls are getting popped up or rolled over.
Turner 2 for 11 at the dish. Righty crowding the plate in the first pitch from the lefty. 2-seam lines into the inside corner, 0-1. Red jerseys, usual away look for the Gatemen today, with white and navy blue script-lined letters on the front part of the jersey. Next pitch just inside, 1-1. How about the navy blue socks way up at the knees here for Colby Turner? And the home whites for the Braves. 1-1. Swing and a pop-up into shallow right center. Coming in is Holcomb, coming out is Kozel. And it's Holcomb to make the catch. 6 up, 6 down for Wheatgriff. He's cruising. As the Gatemen look for a rhythm on offense, they'll step back out onto the field. They're down 1-0 on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Back on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. 1 run for the home Braves as they lead at 1-0. And a first pitch from Cole Lehman, a slider, nearly hits the 8-hole hitter Davis Gillespie. 1 ball and no strikes. Control was the issue in the first inning.
It was. 3 walks and a hit by a pitch resulted in that firstborn run.
1-0 down low, 2 balls and no strikes. He walked 3, hit another. No hits, and the Braves lead at 1-0. Meanwhile, the Gatemen have yet to reach base. So here we are in the bottom of the second. 2-0. And the pitch to Gillespie, a fastball right to the chest protector, a called strike. Umpires today, Mark Rowan behind home plate, Marvick Gomez down the first base line, and at the hot corner, it's Bill Rush. At the letters from the fold, here's the 2-1 deal. Swing and a roller right side, the worm burner into the mitt of the first baseman, Putnam. He touches first, it's in time, and there's 1 away. Now it's the Virginia Tech Hokies' turn. Clay Grady, shortstop, who took over the starting position at Virginia Tech as a freshman. Now the sophomore bat, after a solid season in the ACC, will dig in. 1 away, and the first pitch to him. Slider upstairs from the righty out of Lehigh. Lehman, first start of the year in his Cape debut, 5 innings scoreless, 5 strikeouts. Just 1 walk today, 3 walks in the first inning.
He only allowed 1 hit in that start to Falmouth. This is the first time he's really been tested.
1-0, swinging a chopper over his head, charging his Bozer, bobbles, and there's no play.
Well, it's still a little drizzly out there, so it's entirely possible that the slickness of the baseball made it tough for Bozer to corral it.
And who knows, it could be affecting the command of Lehman, too, an otherwise pinpoint pitcher with a high strikeout-to-walk ratio.
Number 3, Chris Stanfield.
So back to the top of the order after an E4. Chris Stanfield flew out to right to kick off the ball game. Stanfield hitting 6 for 24 so far. He's played in every ball game for the Braves. First pitch to the righty out of Auburn. It's a fastball firm but upstairs. Lights already on here as a second wave of rain hits the Cape. 1-0 with one down. Lehman nods and deals, fouled off to the right side. Feels like we haven't had a normal baseball game in a couple of days now.
Yeah, I would agree. You know, with the rain delay of 42 minutes and the subsequent cancellation yesterday.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away, runner on first, and the deal. Slider swing and a miss, runner goes, throw down to second, is in time to get him. How about Jacob Jarrell announcing his presence in his Cape debut? And there's 2 away.
That throw beat him by plenty. Time to fear that right arm of Jarrell.
On a runner that leads the league in stolen bases right now. Clay Grady with 5, his first time being caught stealing. So 1-2 with 2 away to Stanfield. Slider swung on and popped up on the inside of the barrel. Jarrell giving chase. He runs out of room. Just a loud strike. Remains a 1-2 count.
Jarrell was added to the roster yesterday. Didn't make his debut in that rain-shortened game. There's another catcher added to the roster today, West Virginia's Sam White. So that will combine with Rylan Galvin of Texas to form quite a trio of catchers, Kyle.
Very impressive trio of catchers. All with accolades. 1-2 deal, righty on righty. Check swing and a slider. Check down to first, and Marvick Gomez says nope, he didn't go around. So a 2-2 count.
The Gatemen did release Hunter Dobbins of Ball State, another catcher, yesterday, but that was a predetermined move with the other 2 coming in.
Dobbins, a guy who's a draft prospect, too. Deuce is wild. Here's the pitch. Fastball low and inside, full count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 away with empty bases behind Lehman. Recentering his focus after a tough first inning. And the payoff delivery. Swung on and lined. It's a one-hopper straight into the chest of Bozer at second. Throw to first is in time. How about 3 up, 3 down for Lehman? And it's still a 1-0 Braves lead. We head to the top of the third at Doran Park on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Top 3 we go as the Wareham Gatemen pay a visit to the reigning champions of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the 2-3-1 Bourne Braves playing host. And it's a 1-0 Braves advantage after scoring a run with no hits and a trio. And a called strike 3 on Michael Lippy for the first out of the inning.
No batting.
Top three, a solo shot from Gerald, a single from Putnam, who remains over on second base now, moving on a wild pitch a moment ago. And back to the top of the order, second at bat today for Brendan Summerhill, 0 for 1, a fly out. Lefty on lefty with a runner on second, and the first pitch swung on, tapped right back to the glove of Wheatgriff. Looks to second, throws to first. He'll get the initial base runner out, and there's 2 down.
Well, we really didn't get a chance to give Jacob Gerald his props. I mean, he is 2 innings into his Cape League career. He's thrown out a batter, and he's hit one out on his first Cape League at bat. A no doubt shot to left center. This catching trio is just absolutely insane right now.
Offensively, defensively. 2 away. Antonio Jimenez hit a homer, a solo shot yesterday in a 2 for 2 effort. Swings at the first off for a fastball upstairs, and he fouls it straight off. Still drizzling here at Dorn Park, Bourne, Massachusetts. The Braves hosting the Gatemen, reigning champs of the Cape, yet 4th in the West Division. Wheatgriff peers in for the sign. From the stretchers, the 0-1 to the righty out of Miami. Fouls it straight back again. A tipper behind home plate. It's 0-2.
Jimenez slugged his first home run of the season yesterday against YD.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. And 2 hits for the Gatemen. Here's the 0-2. Upstairs. Ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. Jimenez crowding the plate. And the 1-2 deal. Curveball cut on and missed. That'll finish the side. A strikeout, second one of the inning, and a comeback after a leadoff solo shot from Jacob Gerald to tie the game. So we send it to the bottom of the third. It's a 1-1 score in Bourne. Bottom 3 coming at you at Dorn Park here in Bourne, Massachusetts. The reigning CCBL champs hosting the 4-2 Wareham Gatemen on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Kyle Marchak alongside Ethan Eibe. Thank you guys for joining us for this audio-only stream. Bottom 3, and it's a 1-1 score. 1 run came in the bottom of the first, and a trio of walks and a hit by pitch allowed by Lehman, the starter for the Wareham Gatemen. And then, how about a solo shot from Jacob Gerald in his Cape debut for the Gatemen to tie things up. First batter for the Bourne Braves, it's Jack Penny, the 2-hole hitter. And a first pitch backdoor slider sneaks in there for a called strike.
He's got that shiny gold Notre Dame batting helmet on right now.
Yeah, I wonder what school he goes to, huh? 0-1. Righty on lefty and another slider backdoor, but low this time. 1 ball, 1 strike, and Penny walked his first time up.
It's just glistening under the lights here at Dorn Park.
Lights that are on early as the rain drizzles and the fog covers this contest. A 1-1 swung on and rolled to the right side. That one right into the mitt of Putnam, the first baseman. A race to first. He beats him by plenty. And an easy ground out for 1 away. Merrick Houston's turn. DH, one of 3 walks in that first inning. An uncharacteristic one at that for Lehman, a guy who usually is more of a strikeout man as opposed to a walk guy on the bump. 1 away, here's the righty. First pitch slider outside, going to the off speed here.
I'll give Lehman some credit. After that rough start to this ball game, he started to settle in here a little bit. Aside from the error, retired 4 of the last 5 batters.
Next pitch, fastball outside. 2-0. Houston was 2 for 4 yesterday, and just the second win of the year for the reigning champs. A 6-2 victory over Falmouth. 2-0 deal on the way. Breaking ball way upstairs this time, 3-0. Houston, another ACC product out of Wake Forest, a sophomore, batting .474. 3-0 pitch delivered outside. It's a 4-pitch walk for Lehman, his 4th allowed today.
In the Gatemen's pair of losses this year, it's been the free passes, walks, hit batters that have started to pile up, and then those good teams cash in. That's what the Anglers and the Whitecaps did in their wins over Wareham.
Wareham, 8th in walks allowed. Caden Bodine's turn. The catcher out of Coastal Carolina got plunked his first time up. And a first pitch fastball is fouled straight left. 0-1. Worth noting, too, only 1 attempted stolen base today. And that was Clay Grady. He got nabbed last inning. But this team is 2nd in the league. And a slider on the outside edge just misses. 1-1 with 1 away to Caden Bodine, a 1-1 score. Bottom 3 here in Bourne. Lehman peers in for the sign from the stretch. A modest lead for Houston over at first. He kicks and lets the 1-1 fly. Slider is fouled off to the left side. 1-2. Lehman gets the sign, toes the third base side of the rubber and nods. The pitch. Topped foul to the right side, out in front on an off-speed again. Going to the well with the off-speeds today.
Yep, plenty of that. We saw it work well against Falmouth, so Lehman's learning to trust his stuff more as he elevates his game to the Cape League level.
Second try at the 1-2. Here it is. Slider at the letters, 2-2. The rain continues to drizzle here at Dorn Park. 2 rainouts yesterday. The Gatemen, one of them. The other one, the team ahead of them in the west, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. The 2-2 is delivered and swung on foul as he pulls a slider on the inside edge. Remains a 2-2 count. So talk about luck, too, for the Gatemen at 4-2, chasing what was an undefeated team that ultimately got rained out when down just 2 runs in the 8th yesterday, the Harbor Hawks, when they paid a visit to Cotuit. Deuce is wild. Here's the pitch. Fastball is topped foul of the first base bag again.
I did hear that it might have been a lights issue at Cotuit. You know,
Really?
they don't have lights at their field.
And maybe with a rain delay there, holds the game on, and then by the time they could have even tried to get the baseball game going again, or maybe it was just straight up the lights. 2-2 with 1 away. He lets it fly, and it's fouled straight back into the backstop here. 3 pitches fouled off this inning, or this at-bat, pardon me. Lights in full effect at first pitch, a 6 p.m. contest in Bourne. Houston still on first, geared up to take second, and he does as the 2-2 pitch is squibbed under the legs of Jacob Jarrell. It gets away. A clean stolen base, or you could say a wild pitch for Houston, who moves to second, and it's a full count.
Not too convinced that would have been a wild pitch. The ball wasn't exactly in the dirt. I think that was one that Gerald could have been able to grab, but he was standing up to try and throw out the runner all in one motion, and that's where it got away from him.
So Bodine with a full count, 1 away, bottom 3, a 1-1 ball game, and a go-ahead guy in scoring position. Houston standing on second. Jimenez holding him on. And now he backs up as the infield straightens for the lefty at the dish. Sets at the belt. Peaks to second and the 3-2 on the way. Fastball slapped down the left field line. It curls foul. Braden Holcomb on deck. Had an RBI walk, I guess you could call it, back in the first. 3-2 deal. Swung on and tailed to shallow right field. Going back down the line, it's hooking, and it is off the base of the wall. Rounding from second is Houston. Going into second is Bodine, and he digs in with an RBI double. Retaking the lead of the Braves here in the bottom of the third.
Just got out in front of that 3-2 off-speed pitch and hooked it down the right field line. That short porch down in the corner went off the wall. Lippy did well to get to it quickly and hold him just to a double.
Yeah, I said kind of a bloop shot, but the ball just kept carrying. But yeah, ends up right down the line and staying fair. So trading places are Bodine and Houston. Bodine standing on second with one away, and a fresh slate for Braden Holcomb, who walked his first time up. Tall right-handed bat out of Vanderbilt. Lehman curls and unfurls the first offer. It's upstairs. One ball, no strikes. A brisk 68-degree day at first pitch. Lehman lets the 1-0 fly. Fouled straight back, late on the high heat.
Part of what's been so key for the Gatemen early this year has been the starting pitching. That's what's been able to get them out to a good start in all 4 of their wins to this point.
1-1. And the proposition on the way. Cut on and missed. Got him with the slider on the outside edge. 1-2. Oh. Lehman ready. He steps in the pitch to Holcomb. Cut on and missed. Got him with the low slider. And that is out number 2 in the third. Just his second strikeout today. A guy who had 5 in 5 innings in his first start of the year, and now just grabbing his second here in the third. Camden Kozel's turn, another Vandy kid. Talk about having a good pipeline for the Braves, huh?
Yeah. A lot of SEC caliber talent up and down, not just these 2 teams, but of course the entire league.
2 away, runner on second, bottom 3, and a 2-1 score. First pitch to the lefty, in on the hands and squib to the left side. It stays fair down the third base line. Rounding third and heading home easily is Caden Bodine. Standing up at second with another RBI double. It's Camden Kozel who comes through, and he extends the lead. It's 3-1 here in the bottom of the third in favor of the Braves.
Lehman tried to leave the slider on the outer half of the plate to the left-handed hitter, and he just put a good enough swing on it. Got just underneath it to squib it down that third base line.
Talk about a cue shot, and a well-placed one at that. So a 2-out RBI double for Kozel. Now it's the Ohio State product, Matthew Gravelin. 0 for 1, he grounded out to the shortstop back in the first. And a firm fastball kisses the outside edge for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 away. 1 duck on the pond over at second, it's Kozel. And the pitch to the righty. Check swing, it's a called strike. Painted on the outside edge, 0-2. Two away. Lehman looking to end a 2 spot here in the third. Pitch on the way. Slider swung on and popped down the right field line, tailing and landing foul. Lippy gave a look, but that one bouncing out of play. Not a lot of foul ground to work with here at Dorn Park. And a short pull down the right field line, too. So Gravelin resets. Young man hitting .333 in just 6 at-bats so far. 0-2 on the way. Check swing and the slider, and he went around, says Marvick Gomez. It's a swing and a miss, strike 3 to finish the side, but a walk and a pair of doubles in the inning, and that is how the Braves extend their lead. They're on top 3-1. Gatemen looking to change that as we head to the top of the 4th in Bourne on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
Back here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, here at Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts. Ethan Eibe alongside Kyle Marchak. As we go to the top half of the 4th inning, the Gatemen find themselves down 3-1 to Bourne as Murph Gray stands in. 3, 4, and 5 do it for the Gatemen here in the 4th inning. After Gray, we'll see Jace Reinhart and Bobby Bozer. Connor Whitgriff deals, and it's a called strike. Slider on the outer half to the right-handed batter Murph. who has been one of the hottest batters to start this season for Wareham. Kind of a low-key guy. 0-1 misses low.
Yeah.
7 for 18, hits an RBI and batting average leader.
Yeah, kind of a sleeper hitter. Just kind of gets the job done every at-bat.
It's been effective as the 1-1 misses inside, 2 balls and a strike. Gray out of Fresno State with his .389 batting average to this point puts him into top 10 territory in the league-wide count. The deal, and a cut and a miss. 2-2 now on Gray. Gatemen scored their run in the top half of the third, courtesy of Jacob Gerald's first Gatemen homer. A solo shot to left field. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Gray on strikes. Third strikeout of the evening for Connor Whitgriff.
Yeah, Whitgriff cruising. He was a stud at Minnesota, showed out in the Northwoods last year. Just a guy who locates so well and has great stuff.
What was it like watching him pitch for the Rocks last year, Kyle?
It was cool. I mean, he's a guy who really controls the pace. Slow heartbeat, they say, on the bump. He'll give you a solid 5 innings every time.
Chase Reinhardt takes the first offering and a called strike on the curveball. Reinhardt just announcing his commitment to West Virginia. He'll join the Mountaineers in 2025. The 0-1 dips below and inside, 1 ball, 1 strike, and he's got another one of his West Virginia teammates who just arrived today in Sam White, a catcher added to the roster. May see a pinch hit appearance later on. 1-1. Swing and a miss. A ball and 2 strikes. That ball ankle high. Reinhardt took a cut at it. Reinhardt bounced out to third base his last time up. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts here to start this 4th inning, and 3 Ks in a row for Connor Whitgriff.
Yeah, again, Whitgriff, a guy who can touch 96. He's going to try and throw that thing by you.
Bases cleared, 2 gone here in the top of the 4th, a 3-1 Bourne lead as Bobby Bozer steps in and cracks the first pitch foul on the ground. And sprawling in that Bourne dugout, a couple of guys getting out of the way, some of them trying to field it themselves with the bare hands.
Yeah, I would have just ran.
Same, honestly. Or he could be Kyler Armstrong. The 0-1. In the dirt, count even. Bozer 1 for 16 entering play. Got his first hit of the season at Brewster a couple of nights ago. Still searching for that first RBI. South Florida product awaits the 1-1. And a chopper foul up the third baseline again. Saw them applying some quick dry or whatever dirt that might have been to the pitcher's mound and the home plate area prior to this half inning. So rain, for the most part, has ceased. 1-2. Curveball up and outside. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Whitgriff looking to strike out the side here against the Gatemen in the top of the 4th. 3-1 Bourne lead. 2-2. Low and in. Bozer a good eye, and now a full count.
Yeah, that's what Bobby does. I mean, major league at-bats every time. You rarely see him chase something out of the zone, and whenever he does find something, he squares it up hard.
Bozer bounced out to third base his last time through, looking to extend this inning for Colby Turner. The payoff from Whitgriff. Misses outside, ball 4. Bozer draws the walk, his 4th of the season, and it will be Colby Turner's turn.
Yeah, again, Bozer just an on-base machine. Even with what I would say is bad luck hitting-wise so far, he's a guy that just finds his way on base.
Ryan Smythe opting to ride the hot hand with this batting order today, giving Colby Turner 2 consecutive starts, back-to-back games with hits. And this ball gets behind the catcher, Caden Bodine, and up to second base goes Bozer. It ricocheted off the brick wall that lines the backstop, ended up halfway between home and third base.
Yeah, I think this might be the only backstop I've seen in the league with brick, and that very much comes into play.
Looking at the ricochets, absolutely. Could hurt or help you, depending on the bounce. 1 ball, no strikes to Colby Turner. Now a runner at second. It's a 3-1 Bourne lead. Wareham trying to get back in it. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Whitcroft evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, there's the rarely seen changeup out of him, but he uses it at the right time.
Jacob Jarrell, the backstop, waits on deck. A base hit here from Turner could score Bozer. 1-1 pitch. In the dirt again, picked this time by Bodine. Defense playing straight up. Gillespie, Stamfield, Holcomb in the outfield. Penny and Grady on the left side, and Koziel and Gravelin on the right side. Koziel playing closer towards the second base bag to keep Bozer close. Now drifts back as the 2-1 comes home, and Turner swings and misses again. 2-2. Bozer takes his lead off of second base. The lefty working quickly here. Whitcroft deals. Swing and a miss. Down goes Turner on the breaking ball. It's an ankle high. He swung right over it. And the Gatemen are finished here in the top of the fourth. Bobby Bozer stranded after the 2-out walk. We'll go bottom 4 here from Doran Park. It's a 3-1 Bourne Braves lead here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Back here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV, the Gatemen and the Bourne Braves doing battle here across the bridge over at Doran Park. It's a 3-1 lead for Bourne at this point, entering the bottom half of the fourth inning. A new arm on the hill for the Gatemen. It is right-hander Gavin Black out of Mississippi State University, his second appearance of the year. Right-hander tossed an inning and a third scoreless with 1 walk over at Falmouth 5 days ago. He'll face the bottom half of the order here for Bourne. 8-9-1 due up. Davis Gillespie, Clay Grady, and Chris Stamfield. Black takes over for Cole Lehman, who finishes after 3 innings of work. The pitch to him is fouled straight back from Gillespie. Lehman only gave up a couple of hits, but walked 4 batters. That spelled Bit of trouble for him in his second start for the Gatemen. 0-1 offering to Davis Gillespie, righty on righty, the pitch. Fastball right over the heart of the plate, a called strike 2.
Yeah, just a lot of walks from Lehman, really unlike him, and then he got hit around a little bit. Just couldn't command the fastball today.
Gillespie 0 for 1 with a ground out to first. Black shakes his head yes at the sign from Jacob Jarrell. On 0-2, fastball just up high. Gillespie out of Southern Miss. 4 for 12 entering play. The 1-2. And just off the plate with the fastball there, awfully close. American flag hanging limp in center field. The gloom and doom and the fog persists around Doran Park. The 2-2. Swing and the miss down on strikes. They will have to throw it down here. And Jarrell completes the strikeout to Putnam for out number 1.
Yeah, it's more like it. Jarrell's been calling a good game behind home plate. He's caught a runner and he's hit a home run. So I think Gavin Black getting in here with him behind the plate is going to make him feel pretty good.
Got to be able to trust your catcher. And this trio of catchers that the Gatemen have had have given the staff plenty of reason to do so. Here's Clay Grady, the 9-hole hitter. Base is empty and 1 gone. A 3-1 Braves lead here in the 4th. As there's ball 1 inside from Black. Chris Stanfield waits on deck. If anybody reaches, it's Jack Penny. 1-0. At the knees, he gets the call. Count is even. Defense remains the same for the Gatemen. Reinhardt, Summerhill, Lippi in the outfield. Turner Jimenez at third and short. Bozer Putnam, second and first, with Jarrell behind the dish. The 1-1. Smacked right back up the middle towards second. Picked up on the backhand. Bozer throw to first. Dug out by Putnam for the out. A ball that appeared destined for a base hit to center field. Cut down by Bozer, who quickly set his feet and threw a one-hopper to first. Putnam, a terrific play on the back end.
Yeah, not your typical play as a ground out to second base, but Bozer stuck with a ball that was hit really hard up the middle. It was a good hop in his direction, and then how about the dig from Putnam on the other side?
So with 2 gone and the base is empty, it's Chris Stanfield back to the top of the order for the Braves. Right-handed batter out of Auburn. Checks his swing at the first offering, and it's a called strike anyways. A slider on the outside from Black. Stanfield has started his Bourne season quite nicely as well. 6 for 24, a 250 clip. Oh, 1. Back-to-back pitches up in the zone and another called strike. Black looking for the first 1-2-3 inning for Wareham pitching tonight. Both reset on 0-2. Fastball dots the outside, but just off the plate. 1-2. Stanfield 0 for 2, a line out to right, and a ground out towards second. Black's 1-2. Swing and a miss. A couple of strikeouts in the frame for Gavin Black. He sets down the Braves in order here in the 4th. And a nice play from Bobby Bozer in tow. We'll go to the top half of the 5th inning. Gatemen coming back up. Jacob Jarrell, Eli Putnam, and Michael Lippi. But first, a word from our sideline reporter, Madison Walker.
Thank you so much, Ethan. I think that I want to first comment on Jacob Jarrell. I mean, it's his first game out for the Gatemen. I was able to talk to him yesterday. He kind of went over how he was feeling, how excited he was for me. But he goes into the game, you know, we're down 1, and he just gets up with a solo home run, his first at-bat in his first Wareham game, and he evens up the score 1-1. We're going to need him to hit a few more of those right now because we're down by 2, but when I was able to speak to him before yesterday's game, he said that he was how he was feeling about being here was he really wanted to improve and kind of improve his catching work in that area, and he really wanted to improve his power hitting numbers. And I think that if he keeps this up and kind of keeps this momentum going, he'll get exactly where he wants to be, and he'll have a really good summer here in the Cape. What do you guys think?
Well, thank you, Madison. Yeah, Jacob Jarrell is off to a terrific start. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better start. Throws out a base runner and then hits a bomb. Adds to the terrific trio of catchers that are out here already.
Yeah, Madison had a good point, too. We could use a couple more of those homers, huh?
Yes, we definitely could. So we'll go to the bottom half of the fifth here, or the top half, my mistake, here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Wait a second.
Thanks, guys.
To the top half of the fifth inning we go on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Ethan Eibe, Kyle Marchak, as it's a 3-1 Braves lead here over the Gatemen. Wareham looking to make the comeback happen, and the man of the hour steps up to the plate in Jacob Jarrell. The Clemson catcher making his Cape League debut tonight. A home run back in the third inning here. Let's see what he has for us in action number 2. Connor Whitgriff back on the bump. He deals. And this one swung on and fouled off his foot. Dribbles right in front of home plate for strike 1. Jarrell, Eli Putnam, Michael Lippy, 7, 8, and 9 due up for Wareham here in the fifth. 2 hits apiece for either side. Bourne scoring in the first and the third innings. They put up 2 in the third to retake the lead. Jarrell's home run came in the top of the third and originally tied the game. Second offering misses in, 1-1. RBIs today for Caden Bodine, Braden Holcomb, and Camden Koziel of Bourne. The 1-1. Cut and a miss. Nice fastball with some run on it, 1-2. One-two offering. Curveball spins down low and inside. They refer down to the first base umpire, and Marvick Gomez says he didn't go.
Yeah, high on base guy in Jarrell, so no shock that the plate discipline's coming through here.
2-ball, 2-strike count. The pitch. Bounced foul up the third base line. Mike Mobbs gives it absolutely no attention down there.
He could care less.
One thing he does care a whole lot about, though, is his hitting philosophy.
Oh, yeah. The mobisms.
As they like to call it. 2-2. Curveball spins outside. A full count now on Jarrell. Wind's picked up a little bit here. That American flag now flying in the direction of right field. Payoff pitch. Jarrell pops this one up out toward shallow left field. Backing up on this one, the third baseman, Jack Penny, now over in foul ground, makes the catch. They do rule it a fair fly out. Standing right on the line. And so Jarrell is out number 1 here in the fifth.
Yeah, Jarrell just getting under that one, but working along at bat. I mean, that's out number 1 of this inning. It feels like we've seen an entire inning.
So here's Eli Putnam, 1 for 1 with the base hit. First pitch hacking, and he comes up empty for strike 1. Connor Whitgriff, with the exception of that Jarrell homer, has had the Gatemen's number tonight. He's racked up 5 strikeouts, including 3 in the fourth. And gets another swing and miss here on Putnam, 0-2. Putnam singled his last time up, left stranded at second. Bourne up 3-1 here. 1 gone, bases clear in the top of the fifth. 0-2, breaking ball, pulled on the ground, shortstop side, picked up there by Grady, throw to first in time, out number 2.
Kind of a weird play. I mean, it was hit right in the hole, but not too hard, and Penny, the third baseman, came over and kind of just olayed it to his shortstop, if that's any way to describe it.
Pulled up at the last second there. It's always a tough play when it's one of those in-between hops in the hole that third baseman could come across and take charge, or they could back up and let the shortstop do the work. last-second abort from Penny there, as Michael Lippy climbs in and takes a call strike from Connor Whitgriff. Whitgriff 1 out away from working his second straight quality start to open up his Cape career. Gets the swing and miss from Lippy here again, 0-2. Went 5 innings of scoreless ball on 3 hits and 6 strikeouts at Orleans on opening day. Earned the win. 0-2 to Lippy. In the dirt, it skips away. Smacks right off the bricks and back to the infield. Lippy back in the right-handed batter's box as the lefty winds and delivers. Lippy pulls a ground ball towards third, there to get it. Penny on the backhand. Throw to first, and they got him. Out number 3. Couple of ground ball outs in this inning, and another 1-2-3 frame for Connor Whitgriff, his 3rd of the evening. Score remains 3-1 Bourne as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning from Doran Park. This is the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Back here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, live from Doran Park here in Bourne, Massachusetts. Ethan Eibe and Kyle Marchak, Madison Walker, our sideline reporter, Joe Henry and Allison DeWitt, our producers. A 3-1 Bourne lead as Penny grounds one towards second. Bozer picks it up and gets the out at first base. A couple of hops for the second baseman, Bobby Bozer. And 1 pitch, 1 out for Gavin Black here to start the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, got to trust that defense. Gavin Black coming in, just his 2nd appearance of the year and feeling really smooth right now.
Through 1 1/3 scoreless at Falmouth 5 days ago in the 2nd game of the season. He has set down the first 4 Braves he has faced here tonight. And now his assignment is Malik Houston. One of the best hitters, not just on these Braves, but in the entire Cape League through 6 games. 1-0 the count. 474 average, good for 2nd in the entire league. The DH out of Wake Forest. 1-0. Fastball just elevated, 2-0. Walked twice tonight against Cole Lehman, so his first look at Black. Houston rotates the bat. Batting from the right side here against the righty on the mound. 2-0. Misses again outside, and now 3-ball, no strike count. Jacob Jarrell back behind the plate. Rocking that Clemson catcher's gear. The purple and the orange contrasting with the deep dark red of the Gatemen's jerseys tonight. 3-0 pitch. Get me over fastball and a called strike. Caden Bodine would be next. And if anybody reaches, Braden Holcomb. 3-1 offering. Comes home and just off the plate, ball 4 on the fastball. Great eye there from Houston, who draws his 3rd walk of the night.
Yeah, walks been the trouble for the pitching staff of the Gatemen this year. A lot of free passes in any loss that they've had.
Here is Caden Bodine as the Braves look to add on to their 3-1 lead. 1 run in the first, 2 in the third for Bourne. The Gatemen's lone run tonight, a Jacob Gerald solo shot back in the 3rd inning. Both teams with 2 hits apiece. First offering to Bodine. Lefty takes it for a strike. Throw down to first. Not in time to pick off Houston, but I like the idea from Gerald there to keep him honest. He's already shown off the arm potential, and a runner caught stealing. Back in the 2nd inning, he caught Clay Grady. 0-1 pitch. Bodine slashes it foul down the left field line. So quickly 0-2 on the Coastal Carolina catcher. Bodine 2 for 16 entering play. Waggles the bat behind his helmet. Runner on first takes his lead. Black's 0-2. Banged in the air out towards left center field. Could be trouble. Coming over the left fielder with a dive and a catch from Jace Reinhardt. Headed back to first base, Houston. What a play out there in left center from the newest West Virginia Mountaineer, Jace Reinhardt. Acting like Superman out there with that sprawling grab.
Yeah, what a grab by Reinhardt. Chasing that thing in the gap. Knew he had to get low for it and just laid out and made the catch.
Hang a star on that one for Jace Reinhardt. Brendan Summerhill was also in pursuit, but Reinhardt was the first to get there and did so just in the nick of time for the 2nd out. As Braden Holcomb steps in, looking to keep this 5th inning alive for Bourne. A 3-1 Braves lead. A runner at first and 2 outs. Black delivers, and it misses down low, skips to the backstop. Gerald picks it up off the ricochet. Up to second base goes Houston on the wild pitch. Holcomb a walk and a strikeout. Did record an RBI on that walk. It came with the bases loaded in the 1st inning against Lehman. Bourne looking to get on the scoreboard for the first time since the 3rd inning. Houston the man in scoring position. Black set, ball and glove waist high, rocking the high socks tonight. Pours in the 1-0 and misses down low for ball 2. Big fan of the high socks look and those who are bold enough to rock it.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Turner and Summerhill both have it tonight for Wareham. 2-0. Check swing. And yes, he did go around, says the home plate umpire. That's Mark Rowan. So 2-1 now on Holcomb. Out of Vanderbilt. Hitting just a hair over 300 to start the season here in Bourne. Righty-righty matchup here. Houston takes his lead off of second with 2 down. Black looks at second. Back home, back to second. Now deals, but it looks like a violation has been called here on Gavin Black. The 22nd pitch count, or the pitch timer, apparently expired before the pitch, and so he will be penalized with a ball. It's now 3-1 on Braden Holcomb. Third base umpire, Bill Rush, made that call. So 3-1 to Holcomb here. The pitch is down low, ball 4. So a pitch clock violation aided walk extends this inning for Bourne.
Yeah, tough break. I don't know if that was a full 20, but again, you know, the umpire's got to be tentative to that, and if he brings it close, they got to call time. So bad luck there, and then, you know, just not locating on that 3-1 pitch.
The massive pitch clock here behind home plate, located on a table. As the first pitch here, a called strike to Camden Koziel. Got pitch clocks behind home plate and also one in right center field just underneath the scoreboard here at Doran Park. Runners at first and second, 2 down. A 3-1 Braves lead here against Wareham in the 5th. The pitch pulled on the ground towards second. Slow roller for Bozer. Gobbles and throws to first in time. And that will conclude matters here in the 5th inning. Gavin Black works himself into a little bit of a jam, but able to get out of it and strand a pair of base runners. Going to the top of the 6th inning, leadoff man due up for the Gatemen, Summerhill, Jimenez, and Gray in a 3-1 Bourne lead here at Doran Park. This is the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Back to action here at Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts. 3-1 Braves lead entering the top of the 6th inning as Brendan Summerhill lays the bunt down. Connor Whitgriff sprints off the mound to field, throws to first, not in time. Summerhill beats out the infield single on the bunt. How about that for a way to get things started here in the 6th inning? Sometimes playing some small ball will catch them off guard, Kyle Marchak.
I love that look. Summerhill, a guy with speed. Past couple of at-bats haven't gone his way. Said, let's just get on base with a bunt here, and he placed it perfectly.
That brings up the tying run with a bat you know can leave the yard in Antonio Jimenez. We saw it yesterday. Solo shot his first of the year. Gatemen have hit 3 home runs here in this 2024 campaign. Jimenez bats from the right side against the lefty on the mound. Also shows bunt and fouls it off. The third baseman, Jack Penny, was crashing in. Well, there's one thing you don't always expect. It's a leadoff man who has some pop to drop a bunt down. If there's anything you also don't expect, it's that the next guy is going to do the same thing.
A guy with more pop than speed, too.
We'll see if he ends up going back to that here as Penny starts to creep in again over at third base. Summerhill takes his lead, 0-1. Jimenez takes, and it's down low. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Miami shortstop. Jimenez 0 for 2 to this point. Fly out to right, and a strikeout swinging. Gatemen haven't scored since the first inning. It's 3-1 Bourne here in the 6th. This one misses down 2-1. That home run arrived in the third off the bat of Jacob Jarrell of Clemson in his first Gateman at bat. That top half of the order, 1 through 4, 0 for 8 to this point, with the exception of Summerhill's single. Need that top of the order to start having some production. That'll be key. 2-1 pitch. Jimenez right back up the middle, skewed there at the second base bag by Koziel. Flip to second, 1 to first, double play. 4-6-3 go the Bourne Braves. Koziel made a nice play there to grab it. Get the toss to Clay Grady, who finished off Jimenez at first base. And that leadoff bunt single is erased.
Yeah, really nice play by Koziel to just get that thing and flip it in cadence with Grady, who we know has a good arm over at second. And Firm throw, too.
That brings up Murph Gray with the bases clear and 2 down now in the top of the 6th. 3-1 Bourne. First pitch to him, lofted foul down the right side. Gray also 0 for 2. Ground out and a strikeout tonight. 0-1. Slider dips inside to the right-handed batter, 1-1. Jace Reinhardt in the on-deck circle for the Gatemen if he gets up. The 1-1 to Gray. Breaking ball pulled towards short. It goes under the glove of Grady. Base hit left center field. Gatemen not done yet here in the 6th inning as Murph Gray comes through with his 8th hit of the season. That was one that I thought Grady had a good chance to corral, but he went into the slide, moving to his left a couple of steps, and it just went underneath his glove.
Yeah, he had a beat on it, but that thing took a weird hop and rolled under his glove. But again, he had to go down to his knees to try and get it. So that's a base hit.
So Reinhardt will get his opportunity here. Showed off his fantastic glove in left field in the previous inning. Made a diving catch on a fly ball in the gap in left center. He takes the first pitch, a curveball belt high for strike 1. Reinhardt is well 0 for 2. Gray, not much of a lead to speak of at first base. The pitch swung on and fouled away. Just got a piece of it as it went to the backstop. 0-2 count on Reinhardt, with Bobby Bozer waiting in the wings. 3-1 Bourne here in the top of the 6th. A 2-strike count with 2 outs. Some speed down there at first base in Gray. The 0-2. Check swing. It's a called strike 3. Fastball dotted on the inside to Reinhardt. 6th strikeout for the left-hander, Connor Whitgriff tonight. Strands Gray at first base. We'll go bottom of 6 here from Doran Park. The score remains Bourne 3, Wareham 1 on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Back here on the Gatemen Baseball Network on Cape League TV. 3-1 Bourne entering the bottom half of the 6th. Batter squares to bunt, pitches up and outside for a ball. Matthew Gravelin at the dish, 0 for 2. Gavin Black back on the bump for Wareham. 2 scoreless frames to this point in relief of Cole Lehman, who worked the first 3. Did leave a couple of runners on in the 5th inning on a couple of walks. Wave and a miss by Gravelin, 1-1. Gatemen had a couple of runners on in the previous half inning, but nothing came through. Gatemen haven't scored since the third. Same for Bourne. Both teams with just 2 hits today. As the 1-1 pours in a strike. Black ahead now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Black has been solid here in his second outing of the season. Here's the 1-2. Gravelin swings and misses for strike 3. Gerald applies the tag to complete the strikeout. Off speed down low, and Gravelin couldn't hold up.
Now batting, the left fielder from Southern Mississippi, number 18, Davis Gillespie.
So that brings up Davis Gillespie here. 9-hole hitter up for Bourne. 8-hole, my mistake. First offering from Black. Crosses the zone for strike 1. Well, the rain has ceased for the last 40 or so minutes, I would say. But the gloom and the fog have remained stagnant over Doran Park ever since then. The 0-1 in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. So not your traditional beautiful day for baseball here on the Cape. It's been some rough weather across the land here.
Yeah, baseball being played nonetheless, I guess.
Lights are on in full effect here at Doran Park. 1-1. Another one skips in. 2 balls and a strike. Righty against the righty. 2-1 comes in. A check swing. Did he go? No, says the first base umpire, Marvick Gomez. Count extends in the batter's favor, 3-1. Gillespie 0 for 2, ground out to first, and a strikeout. He was the first Black victim. This one a ground ball, right side in through a base hit. Davis Gillespie aboard with a 1-out opposite field single. Now one hard hit on the ground. And it just skipped across the grass. No hops on it to stop it for Bobby Bozer.
Now batting, the shortstop from Virginia Tech, number 4, Clay.
So here is Virginia Tech's Clay Grady. Just the 3rd hit of the ball game for Bourne. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. The 3-1 Braves lead. Grady squares to bunt, pulls it back as the offering misses outside, 1-0. Wind has died down here yet again. That American flag is hanging off the pole. 1-0. Pops out of Gerald's glove. It's ball 2. Runner on first takes his lead. That is Davis Gillespie. 2-0. Right down the heart of the plate for a called strike, 2-1. It's interesting to see, Kyle, Ryan Smythe trusting Black here for a 3rd inning. Obviously, he's been doing well, 2 scoreless to this point, but he's got plenty of options in the bullpen.
Yeah, I do find it interesting. He must trust the length of them, I suppose.
2-1 on the way. Bouncing ball to the right side, slowly hit for Bozer. Shovels to second 1. Jimenez cannot turn 2. They ruled that the ball was dropped on the transfer, so the out still recorded at second base. Gillespie crossed off, and Grady reaches on the fielder's choice. Jimenez, the shortstop, bobbled the ball as he tried to transition to throw.
Yeah, Bozer was quite the distance away. I thought if he was going to go to second, which he had time to, he would turn and throw. Instead, he went with the shovel, and the throw was a little high, but Jimenez had it. Luckily, the call on the transfer there, though.
He was a ways away, and the angle he took on it leaned him towards shoveling to second base. As Eric Luxus, the pitching coach, out for a visit with Gavin Black, the entire infield heads out there with him, and it looks like this will be the end of the line for Gavin Black. Eric Luxus signaling for a right-hander out of the bullpen. With a runner on first base and 2 outs here in the 6th, The Gatemen go to the bullpen for the second time tonight. A terrific effort from Gavin Black all the way around. We'll see who the new right-hander is when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV, a 3-1 Bourne lead. Back here at Doran Park on the Gatemen Baseball Network. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. Runner at first and a new arm on the hill now for the Gatemen. It is right-hander Jacob Faulkner out of Princeton. Runner goes. Pitch is bunted foul down the third base line. A lot going on there for Faulkner, the side armor, and the junior. Different look out of the bullpen for the Gatemen as Faulkner takes over for Gavin Black after 2 2/3 scoreless innings. He is still responsible for that runner down there at first base. That's Clay Grady, who reached on a fielder's choice. Chris Stanfield at the dish, 0 for 3 in the leadoff spot. 0-1 from Faulkner. Side armor finds the zone for strike 2. Faulkner worked a clean scoreless inning against Orleans earlier. This is just his second appearance for the Gatemen. Righty against righty on 0-2. Slider spins away outside. A ball and 2 strikes. A 3.14 ERA for the Princeton Tigers this year. Runner at first, Grady takes his lead. The 1-2, pulled on the ground towards third, picked up by Turner, spins and throws to first, and he can't pick it. He gets by Putnam. Over to third base goes Grady, up to second base, Stanfield. On what will likely go down as an E5 on Colby Turner, who made a terrific play to get to that ball. Made a spin move before unleashing the throw. It was low, and Putnam couldn't dig it out.
Yeah, I think he just kind of put too much into that throw and spiked it into the dirt. Ended up being like a chest-high hop for the first baseman.
Would be the second error of the ball game for the Gatemen. Now second and third for Jack Penny, the third baseman, with 2 outs here. The pitch. Penny, a fly ball, left field. Reinhardt stumbles out the gate, dives anyways. Did he make the catch? He made the catch! Jace Reinhardt, again, a shining star defensively in left field. He just saved 2 runs.
What a catch out there. I mean, another dazzling play, diving for that ball. That kid is really showing out the leather today.
My goodness, Jace Reinhardt, who slipped on the first step going after that ball, able to retain his balance, get to it, and lay out for the grab. He bails out Faulkner here in the 6th. He keeps this game a 2-run deficit for Wareham, a 3-1 Bourne lead. Let's set it down now to Madison Walker.
Thank you so much, Ethan. So I did not get a chance to touch on the pitching earlier. I kind of want to go over Lehman. We didn't get to see the performance that we're used to out of him in the very first time he pitched at Falmouth. I think that maybe he just, wasn't on it today. He couldn't seem to find the zone. It was a lot of walking, just not a good situation that he wanted to be in. We had Gavin Black go in for him. We've only seen him relieve twice now, both in away games also. Scoreless at Falmouth, scoreless now at Bourne. Then we get in Faulkner with the sidearm delivery. I think that having consistency with our pitchers and now them all pitching for us twice, I think it kind of, makes them united. And I think that once they get more comfortable catching with Jacob, I think that we'll finally be able to figure it out. Lehman definitely had a rough start today, but next time we see him, I think that we'll see a different arm, and I'm hoping Faulkner can keep this with the 2-run deficit, or hopefully we can get a little fire at the plate. What do you guys think?
Well, thank you, Madison. Yeah, it's been an interesting day for Gatemen pitching. Not the ideal outing for Cole Lehman, but overall, the rest of this, Gavin Black and Jacob Faulkner have been able to keep them in the game.
Yeah, free passes were the issue for Lehman. Something you don't really see from him very often.
All right, we'll send it to a break here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. A 3-1 Bourne lead entering the top half of the 7th inning here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Back here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, a 3-1 Bourne lead entering the top of the 7th, and taking you the rest of the way on the play-by-play tonight, here's Kyle Marchak.
Well, that's very kind of you, Ethan. Alongside Ethan Eibe, I'm Kyle Marchak as we enter the top of the 7th here at Bourne, a 3-1 Braves lead. First pitch, and Bobby Bozer gives that one a charge out to right center, giving chase, and watching as that ball drops in the gap. It is going out for a ground rule double. Bozer with his first extra base knock. Keep your head on a swivel. First pitch he sees, and he's on second. The game-tying runner stepping up to the dish. It's Colby Turner.
Man, Bozer really put a charge into that one to right center. I thought, man, it had a chance to go, but just one hopped out of here.
Just like that, it's a possible game tire at the dish in Colby Turner. So a new pitcher on the mound as well. Not a good first pitch out of him. Zach Crotchfeld, the left-handed pitcher out of Auburn University. Runner on second. Here's the righty at the dish, Colby Turner. He's 0 for 2 today. And a fastball at the knees, a called strike. Crotchfeld, 6.14 ERA. And just 7 1/3 pitched with the Tigers this year out of the SEC. Lefty on righty with Bozer on second after a leadoff double. 0-1 to Turner. He kicks and lets it fly. At the knees, a called strike again. 5 hits out of the Gatemen today, despite this 3-1 deficit. Their lone run, a solo shot from Jacob Jarrell back in the third, his first at-bat in the Cape. Meanwhile, one run in the first for Bourne, and then 2 more on a pair of RBI doubles in the third. 0-2, top of the 7th, no outs, runner on second. The pitch, a fastball, is topped foul to the left side. So the main issue today, Cole Lehman gave up a ton of walks. 3 in the first inning alone. 6 total out of Gatemen pitchers today. Oh and 2. Crotchfelt ready, peeks to second, and the pitch. Swung on and pulled, fouled on the left field line with distance and speed. Loud strike, it's still 0-2. 5 hits, yet just 1 run to show for it. Gatemen have left a lot on base today.
Oh, if there's any time the comeback's set to begin, it's right here and now with a runner on second and nobody out.
0-2, Crotchfelt. Peeks to second, steps and delivers. High fastball, smoked straight back on a foul ball. Remains 0-2. No outs, top 7, 3-1 Bourne Braves advantage. The reigning champs looking for just their 3rd win of the year. They're 2-3-1, grabbing just their 2nd victory last night, a 6-2 advantage over Falmouth. 0-2. Turner's ready. And the pitch. Spiked in the dirt, ball 1. Turner hitting 154. Small sample size, just his 4th appearance for the Gatemen this year. 1-2 deal on the way. Fastball swung on, 2 hopped into the body of the third baseman Penny. It ricochets off his hip and in the left field. Bobby Bozer will stop at third, and pulling into first is Colby Turner. We'll see what the call is. I'd imagine that will be an error to the third baseman.
I would agree with you, Kyle. That was a hot shot towards third, and I'd hate to say it for Colby Turner because he hit that ball so hard, but that's a play that the third baseman should have made there.
So far, 3 errors between these two defenses. The rain definitely a part of that. A drizzle at first pitch that's maintained up until now, if not a fog in the atmosphere above Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts. First and third occupied. Here's the Clemson Tiger, 1 for 2. A home run and a fly out from Jacob Jarrell today. First pitch, front door slider in there at the letters, a called strike 1. Jarrell, first pitch he saw in his Cape debut, smoked it over the left field fence on Connor Wheatgriff, an otherwise stellar pitcher out of Minnesota, and then popped out to the third baseman. 0-1 with the corners occupied. The pitch. Cut on and missed, laid on a fastball, 0-2. No outs. Bozer on third, Turner on first after an error. Jarrell squats as he crowds in the right-handed batter's box. Crotchfelt is ready. Peeks to first, and the 0-2 delivered. A fastball popped foul to the right side.
Well, Jarrell can add on to his already incredible debut here by coming through. Gatemen haven't scored since that home run he hit in the third.
No balls, 2 strikes. And the tall lefty out of Auburn gets the sign. Turner dancing off of first, the 0-2 on the way. Swung on and popped high and deep down the left field line. It's just going to be a loud strike as it hooks foul. Hard contact every swing, it feels like.
Never want to leave something out over the plate to this guy.
D1Baseball.com's number 35 ranked prospect out of the ACC for the eventual 2025 MLB draft. And here's the 0-2 to him. Kick and a pitch. Curveball swung on, rolled. It 3 hops into the middle of the shortstop Grady. On to second in time, throw to first. The return throw is in time there. A 6-4-3 double play, but it does plate a run. So a productive at-bat for Jacob Jarrell. It's a 3-2 score. The Gatemen bring it back within 1 here in the top of the 7th with 2 away.
Well, it's an unfortunate price to pay for the Gatemen. 2 outs for the price of a run, but they will take it. Now a 1-run game.
So Bobby Bozer comes in after a leadoff double. And now it's Eli Putnam out of Davidson. He's 1 for 2, a single and a ground out. Putnam hitting .313, leads the league in doubles. He's got 3 on the year. 2 away, and the base is empty. First pitch to the righty. And an off speed just below the kneecaps, 1-0.
Putnam, the team leader in extra base hits with his 3 doubles. Now he's got the pop in that bat.
For a team that has produced a lot of extra base knocks this year. One of a specific variety, as a matter of fact. 2 away in the first offer. Or the second one at that. A backdoor slider misses off the outside part of the plate at the belt, 2-0. How about 3 triples from this team from 3 different bats through the first 6 games of the season? Hitters count. Here's the 2-0. Crotchfeld steps and lets it fly. A fastball fouled off.
And isn't it incredible? With the Gatemen 3 triples, the rest of the league combined has not hit a triple this year. And the other wrinkle to that, Kyle, the Gatemen only had 1 triple all of last season. So go figure.
Mind you, 2 of those triples hit in the same game.
Yeah, very true. Triple Kings.
2 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs in the pitch. Inside edge, a called strike. And an offense that's looking to revamp after a rough 2023 campaign. Bottom half of a lot of major offensive categories in the league. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, bases empty, top 7, 3-2 Braves. The pitch to the Gateman bat. Putnam swing and a line drive scorched into right center. That one rolls all the way to the track. Putnam pulls up at first and shuttles the motor down there. A 2-out single, and the Gateman bats are coming alive once again in the 7th.
Stanfield's got a lot of speed out there for a center fielder, so he was able to corral that ball quickly in the right center gap and prevent Putnam from securing extra bases there.
Nonetheless, Putnam with another knock. How about a hot start for him at the dish? Putnam coming into this contest had 4 hits in 14 at-bats, make it 6 in 17. Small lead for him off of first. Here's Michael Lippi, 0 for 2. First pitch to the righty. Spiked in the dirt, ricochets all the way to the backstop in front of us. Putnam will scoot to second easily. Pulls up there. Passed ball. And a runner on second with 2 away. A game-tying run at that. Lippi out of Louisville. In right field today. Three hits and 14 tries coming into this contest for him. 1-0 deal. Fouled straight back. Out in front on the changeup that was hung up in the zone. Dangerous pitch to throw to Lippi. One ball, 1 strike, 2 down. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got a sword on the high fastball. 1-2. Lippi just 2 big flies after his sophomore season with Louisville. And the offering. Curveball swung on, lined over the head of the third baseman, Penny, and into left field. Getting the green light and heading home is the lead runner, Putnam. He slides in safe as the throw is offline. A 2-out RBI knock to tie it here in the 7th. It's a 3-3 score at Doran Park.
How about the bottom part of this Gateman order here in this 6th inning? Back-to-back knocks for Putnam and Lippi, and now this game evened up.
On the throw, Lippi ends up on second. He represents the go-ahead guy with 2 down. So this brings me to my point about Mike Mobbs, the hitting coach for the Gatemen. He says he tracks 3 things every game for the Gatemen hitters. Their 2-strike approach, whether or not they're a hard out to get. Their situational hitting, whether or not they're moving runners when they're on. And then finally, 2-out RBI knocks, because he wants his boys to be clutch. Right now they are. Leadoff hitter Summerhill at the dish. First pitch to the lefty is scorched fouled on the left field line.
We saw Summerhill take the small ball approach his last time up, drop down a bunt single, and I doubt we'll see that here.
Lippi on second, 0-1. 2 away, top 7, a 3-3 score against the Bourne Braves. Lefty on lefty. The no ball, one strike offering on the way. A fastball fisted straight back. Actually lost the grip on the bat a little bit as he fouls it off, and it's 0-2. Talk about clutch hitters as it moves to a 0-2 count with 2 down. Summerhill had a string of very important walk-offs.
Oh, yes, he did. He had the walk-off that won the Pac-12 championship for the Arizona Wildcats this year.
Could come through again here. 0-2 with 2 down. And the lefty fires off the outside part of the plate. A close take, but it's ball 1. Brave take at that for a guy who has a major league approach at the dish. One, 2. Crotchfelt fires. Curveball is squibbed foul straight back.
How about Summerhill staying on that pitch? That curveball caught him by a little bit by surprise there, but he was able to just kind of check swing it almost, kind of pulled up at the last second as he fouled it off.
Killed time with the legs on that one as he kept the barrel back, and he stays alive. Still a 1-2 count. He kicks and lets it rip. Check swing and a curveball low. He did not go around, and it moves even, a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Summerhill just a hard out. Flew out to center field his first at-bat. Grounded a hard chopper into the pitcher his second time up, and then singled his last time through on a bunt. Another try. Here's the 2-2. Crotchfelt. Here it is. Swinging a rip through the right side, in for a base knock, rounding third. Here comes the go-ahead guy. Lippy touches home plate with the right foot. Summerhill slides to second, safe. A string of clutch hits with 2 down, and the Gatemen retake the lead in the 7th. It's 4-3 good guys.
3 consecutive 2-out knocks for the Gatemen have delivered the lead here. My goodness, you wanted to test the clutch gene of this group? I think they just passed the Mike Mobbs test with flying colors.
Everyone is getting a clutch hit today. Now it's the 7th hitter of the 7th inning. Antonio Jimenez, quiet after a 2-for-2 extra base hit parade yesterday. His first home run and a double in that 5-3 victory. Today he's 0-for-3. A fly out to right, a strikeout swinging, then a ground ball double play.
Put an E9 down in the scoring book. There was a bobble in right field when Summerhill hit that ball out there, and that allowed Summerhill to get to second base. Braden Holcomb couldn't corral it easily.
Now the condition's still a part of this ball game too. So now with a fresh slate, 2 down, and a runner on second, and a 1-run advantage for the Gatemen. Here's the 2-hole hitter out of Miami, now in the portal, the power bat of Antonio Jimenez. First pitch to the righty, and a slider ricochets off the umpire as it bounces in front of the plate, rolls all the way to the backstop, and Summerhill moves to third.
Seen our fair share of wild pitches from both teams today, more than usual, I would say, Kyle.
Well, I can barely throw a strike with a dry ball, so imagine how the pitchers feel out there with the fog and the dew of an early afternoon rain that came in right around first pitch, too.
Can't believe you and I haven't played catch yet.
We haven't. All right, we'll bring our mitts tomorrow.
Yeah, we better.
There we go. Summerhill 90 feet away from adding insurance here, a 4-3 Gatemen lead. 1-0 to Jimenez. Crotchfelt lets it rip. A swing and a miss. Crotchfelt this year, 1 inning pitched, and he gave up 2 earned runs. Nonetheless, a 1-1 deal. Fastball fouled off. So just a guy who's really struggled to avoid the hits so far. In that debut, he gave up 2 knocks. That obviously supplied those 2 runs. And now in his first inning of relief for just his second appearance on the year, with 2 outs, he's allowed 3 consecutive singles. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away, and a runner on third. The pitch to Jimenez. Fastball swung on, 1 hopped into the chest of the shortstop, Grady. And a toe tap throw over to first in time to retire the side. A leadoff double by Bozer. He came around to score. And then a string of RBI singles with 2 down from Putnam, Lippy, and Summerhill. That's how you get a Gateman lead. It's a 4-3 score, and it's time to stretch at Dorn Park. We'll be back in a moment on the Gateman Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Bottom 7 as the reigning champs of the Cape League host the Wareham Gatemen here for Game 7 of the regular season. Bourne Braves are down 4-3. The Gatemen, as the first pitch from Faulkner is down low to the 3-hole hitter Merrick Houston. How about 3 consecutive 2-out knocks, Ethan, to retake the lead, a 3 spot just a half inning ago.
Showing off the clutch gene, 3 straight 2-out hits. I mean, you couldn't ask for much more. Gateman showing some fight.
1-0 from the sidewinder, and a slider sneaks in there front door. At the letters, it's 1-1 to Houston. He's 0 for 1 today, a pair of free passes in the first and third, which was the issue from Cole Lehman today, the starter for the Gatemen. And then 0 for 1 with that line out. Swing and a miss on the third pitch, a slider, same spot, 1-2. Faulkner, just a guy who doesn't care. He goes out there, he chucks as hard as he can from the sidearm slot. His shirt is untucked. 1-2, he kicks and lets it rip. It's fouled off.
I think that motion is actually untucking his shirt as well, because if you can see, the back of his maroon jersey is just hanging out. You lean down like that, I think that's what happens.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and the offer. Off the plate, a slider misses away. As it frisbees into the left-handed batter's box, it's 2-2. Whatever Faulkner's doing is working. He's scoreless through, I believe, 3 1/3 off the top of my head so far this season. He sets at the knees, and here's the 2-2. A fastball swung on, rolled past him, charging the shortstop Jimenez, gobbles, throws in time. There's 1 away.
Just such a different look. You don't see side armors too often in the Cape League, and when you do, it really throws you off.
So on 8 hits, the Gatemen lead it 4-3. Bottom 7 with 1 away now. It's the lefty Caden Bodine. He's 1 for 1. First pitch, and the sidewinder delivers a slider on the inside that's hit off the top of the barrel, and Squibbs fouled on the left field line. Bodine, a hit by pitch in the first at-bat. In the 5th, he walked, sandwiched in between in the 3rd, an RBI double. Part of that 2 spot for the Braves. The 0-1 deal, swung on and pulled just foul of the first base bag. Looked like it might have kicked up some chalk as it 2-hopped into the chalk behind the first base bag, but called foul by Marvick Gomez, so we reset. It's 0-2 with 1 away. Faulkner, a ritualistic pitcher as well. He sets, kicks, 0-2. Swung on and walloped the other way. This one going back at the wall, looking up and falling to his knees to make the catch is Jace Reinhardt over there in left field.
What a day this guy has had patrolling left field here at Bourne. My goodness.
Reinhardt with 2 diving catches out there and now slipping as he snuffs out that line drive over his head.
I find that interesting that after every pitch, Faulkner, when he gets the ball back, turns, stands on the rubber, both feet, looks at center field, and then turns around to reset on the mound. Every single pitch he does that.
Holcomb out of Vandy, 0 for 2 and a first pitch strike, a fastball off the knees on the outside edge. I was going to mention that. Every time he turns around, faces center field almost as if he's in prayer, and then resets as he toes the third base side of the rubber. 0-1, and the pitch. Front door slider. Nope, says Mark Rowan. Painted on the inside edge, but it's a ball.
Pitchers are peculiar creatures, and when they're guys that are sidearmers as well, I mean, of course you'd see it from a guy like Faulkner, I feel like.
1-1 with 2 down. He kicks and the pitch is just down low, same spot, 2-1. You know what they say, if you're not superstitious, you can still be a little stitious.
Just a little stitious.
I think he's super very stitious. Every time. As he turns around and toes the rubber, here's the 2-1. Kicks and fires. It's a chopper over his head, backing up towards center field, making the stop and the throw in time is Bobby Bozer. 1-2-3 in typical fashion from Faulkner. He continues to cruise with a 0 ERA. That sends it to the top of the 8th. The Gatemen looking to expand upon a 4-3 lead. We'll be back in a moment on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Back on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. No runs allowed by Faulkner in his second inning of relief, so it remains a 4-3 score after the Gatemen poured in 3 on a string of RBI knocks back in the top of the 7th. So, top 8, and Wareham looks to expand upon this advantage. It would be a punctuating win, Ethan, not only against the reigning champs, but also to stay within that half-game distance from the first-place team in the West, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, this would be a season-defining win. Only a week into this thing, 3 runs, 6th inning, shows that this team is never down and out when it gets late into the ball game. You love that clutch gene to be shown here in full force, and it has been tonight at Doran Park. Matter of just closing this one out and hopefully getting some insurance runs down the line here.
8 hits collected by the Gatemen today, and they'll look to add to that total as the third pitcher for the Bourne Braves will step onto the mound in relief here. It's going to be number 6, the lefty out of what was Jones County Junior College, now an Alabama commit, the sophomore Bo Bryans. 4.5 ERA in 2 innings. He's given up 1 run, has collected 4 strikeouts in that lone outing as a relief. Murph Gray, hottest bat in the lineup, is 1 for 3 today. A first pitch fastball painted on the outside edge. It's 0-1. Murph Gray coming into this out of Fresno State, leading the Gatemen early in hits as he gives that next one a swing, and he fouls it off into the leg of the umpire. Mark Rowan behind home plate, 0-2. Hits, runs batted in. Yeah, only one extra base hit for him this year. Just a consistent on-base machine.
Also been a vacuum down there at third base.
Oh, yeah. Just DHing today. Colby Turner replaces him at third today. 0-2, lefty on righty, first batter of the top of the eighth. The pitch, fastball swung on and blooped. To the right side, Kozel will vacuum that thing in. And there's one down. Kind of beat him with a fastball on the inside edge there.
Yeah, got him jammed, popped him up.
Jace Reinhardt was a hot bat. Cooled off today so far. He's 0 for 3. Ground out to the shortstop. Strikeout swinging, strikeout looking. One could say he's due. One away. Lefty on righty. First offer to him. He kicks and the pitch. Painted fastball for strike one. Oh and 1. Kicks and uncorks it. It's a fastball swung on and lined up the middle and into center field for a base hit. I said he was due, and he certainly was. Easy single. And it's a one-out knock for Reinhardt.
You're right about that one, Kyle. Goes along with some stellar defensive plays he's made in left field tonight. Now we'll board here as some potential insurance for the Gatemen.
Now you can call it a day for him, huh?
Yes, you can.
1 for 2 today, Bobby Bozer. Doubled back in the 7th. And sparked what was a 3 spot for the Gatemen just an inning ago. Walking a ground out to. Runner on first in the pitch. He shows bunt and drops it perfectly to the left side. Picking up the Pearl, throwing it first, not in time, and the ball scoots away. Reinhardt is going to go to third. They're going to send him as Mobbs gives him the windmill. Heading home, he doesn't even have to slide as he touches home plate. How about getting a run on that? An RBI single, you could say, but an error really producing the run.
Wow. Some small ball paying dividends for the Gatemen there. Bozer dropped a perfect bunt down the third base line. The pitcher sprung off the mound to field it. Bryans just threw it away down the right field line. It was a one-hopper, and the first baseman, Gravelin, just couldn't pick it. Once you saw that ball get away, it was, all right, now let's see if the wheels are on for Jace Reinhardt, and they were.
How about a 2-hit day for Bozer having a breakout contest? One away, and Bozer ends up on second. So now it's Colby Turner's turn. The Michigan Wolverine is 0 for 3. First pitch from the lefty, and a breaking ball spiked in the dirt at the back foot of the righty at the dish. 1 ball and no strikes. And the fog really rolling in here at Doran Park.
Third error of the game for Bourne.
Fog, rain, and a whole lot of errors. 5 between these two. And the 1-0's fouled off, late on the fastball down low. 1-1 with 1 away. And now a 5-3 advantage for the Gatemen. 2 bunt singles today. Bozer the second, Summerhill was the first. I like that trend. Deep breath from Bryans. 1-1, he kicks and uncorks a fastball upstairs. 2-1. You could say the Mobbisms are working.
Oh, yeah, they are today. Plenty to account for.
Mike Mobbs, hitting coach for the Gatemen, with a specific hitting philosophy. 2-1, he kicks in. The pitch is down low. 3-1.
He also had a nice little Mobbism for the two of us this morning, didn't he?
He did. He was talking to us. We actually ran into him at the gym at the YMCA. He had a great saying for how broadcasters who live together stick together. I really feel that.
I felt that too.
3-1 with 1 away. Bryans with a peek to second, a kick and a pitch. Two-seamer runs inside. It's ball 4 on 5 pitches. So Turner walks aboard. First and second occupied with 1 away.
Wouldn't blame Bryans for being still a little frazzled after that errant throw. Cost him a run. Now the walk here to Turner. Great opportunity for Gerald.
Gerald, a guy who hit his first home run in the first pitch he saw on the Cape back in the third, a solo shot. Since then, a fly out and a ground ball double play. First offer a slider on the outside edge, a called strike. Many more Mobisms out of Mike Mobs. Brian's ready. 2 ducks on the pond. He kicks in the 0-1 on the way. Runner leaves. Bozer headed to third. The throw is out of the way. It pops out of the mitt of Penny. On a pitch that was low, it's a ball, and both runners move up 90 feet. A clean stolen base from Bozer.
Throw was in the dirt down to third base. Penny tried to pick it, and it just went in and out of his glove there as Bozer swiped third.
Being aggressive on the base paths. A team that was last in the league in stolen bases coming into this contest. Just 3 on the year. 1-1 with 1 away. The infield comes in now. And Gerald with a chance to extend this 5-3 lead. The pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, grounded through the middle and into center field. Bozer's going to score. Picking up the ball in shallow center is Stanfield. He won't even offer a throw as the next run comes in. It's Turner this time. And how about an RBI single from Gerald, his second run batted in today.
Have a debut. Jacob Jarrell with the infield drawn in with runners on second and third. He knocks in a pair for his third RBI of this game. Just perfectly placed. Wasn't the hardest hit ball, but with the infield drawn in, it was hard enough to get past the shortstop.
It's almost like it took the pressure off him. And he was like, all right, just put the ball in play. And it worked. 2 runs come in. First game he has in the Cape, and he's got 3 runs batted in already here in the top of the 8th. Gerald comes through with 1 away. So he stands on first with now a 7-3 lead for the Gatemen. 1-1 count, and Putnam at the dish. He's 2 for 3. How about 12 hits for the Gatemen, too? The 1-1 deal on the way, and the first offer's down low. And you talk about a guy who's willing to get these guys the reps they need. Mike Mobs, the hitting coach, actually injured his throwing arm because he threw so much BP in a live fashion by throwing him sliders and fastballs that he had to rehab his right arm. It's working out for these boys. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and grounded just past the third base bag. It's foul. So a selfless hitting coach, too, and
That's
a culture
right.
that's spread throughout the organization.
And culture is one of the biggest things around here that Ryan Smythe has been trying to instill, and he's got that staff below him that's going to kind of spread that out over every facet of the game the Gatemen play.
1-1 with 1 away and a small lead on first for Gerald. The pitch is fouled off. Popped behind home plate, 1-2.
Entering the 6th inning, the Gatemen only had 2 hits on their ledger. They've had 9 since then.
Yeah, whatever the heck they're doing is working. Bryans is set at the letters with a runner on first. The lefty peaks, kicks, and the 1-2. Inside. Count levels to 2-2. Putnam, a guy who led the league in doubles coming into this contest. Now a singles machine. He's 2 for 3 with 2 one-baggers. High-handed set. Open stance in the right-handed batter's box. The 2-2 swung on and grounded. It 2 hops into the chest of the shortstop Grady. Throw to second in time. On to first. A double play. In time there, too. 6-4-3 put out a twin killing to finish the side. But the damage is done as 3 knocks come through. Jacob Jarrell pours in 2, and 3 total added to the score. It's a 7-3 score. The Gatemen working with an advantage as we head to the bottom of the 8th on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Back on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Back-to-back 3 spots by the Gatemen, who retake a 7-3 advantage over the Bourne Braves, looking for their 5th win of the year. New pitcher on the bump as we head to the bottom of the 8th here at Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts. It's going to be Jake Faraday, the Wareham Gatemen returner, his 2nd outing of the year. Gave up 1 run in 2 innings pitched just a few days ago. First pitch to the lefty. It's the 6-hole hitter Camden Kozel, and he watches a first pitch fastball skip way outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
We saw Faraday finish off the win at home against Cotuit, a 4-2 victory. Ran into some trouble in his 2nd inning. You could see Faraday close out this game here today with 6 outs to go.
2-inning guy for sure. The 1-0 deal, he kicks and the pitch right down the middle, strike 1.
And Faraday, a returner to this Gateman pitching staff. He's got some experience here in the blue and red.
Kozel, meanwhile, is 1 for 3 today. Backwards K and a double. 1-1 deal. First batter of the bottom of the 8th. Kicks and lets it rip. That fastball swung on in line down the right field line. It's just foul. It had home run distance, but he got around it.
Looked dangerous off the bat, but just a bit out in front.
Gateman offense has taken the show, really. 11 hits in the day. 9 of which
in the last 4. You and I are thinking the
Jinx.
same thing. 9 since the 6th inning.
You owe me a soda,
Yeah, I guess I do.
or whatever the phrase is. I've heard different forms of that phrase before.
What do you want? Sprite, Diet Coke, Pepsi?
I'm not even really a soda guy.
I think the league is like a Pepsi sponsor.
Yeah? Okay, Pepsi. 1 and 2 in the pitch. It's down low. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola.
Oh, it's Coke. It's my bad.
2 and 2 to Kozel.
Don't sue me, Andy.
Andy, please. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First batter, bottom 8, 7-3. Good guys. At Bourne. Kick and a pitch. He trebuchets a fastball upstairs and inside at the letters. Full count. Faraday with a firm fastball, though, had 3 strikeouts. 3-2. Swung on and pulled foul. Remains a full count to Kozel, first batter of the 8th. Bottom half, that is. Fog pouring in here at Doran Park. The lights illuminating section by section of the outfield. And the 3-2 pitch swung on in line straight back to us. You would have caught that, Ethan?
Absolutely. I will protect you with my life.
You got quick reactions?
I would like to think so.
Okay. What position were you when you played back in the day?
Oh, mostly second base, sometimes at the hot corner.
Okay, I mean, that's one of the quicker reactive positions.
Yeah, I didn't have the arm to stick at third, though.
Full count. Faraday set at the bell, the deep breath, and the lanky righty lets it rip. A fastball, check swing. No, he did not go around. Bill Rush said no, sir, and that was a fastball that looked really good at the knees and the inside edge, but it's ball 4.
It's a pitch that baits a lot of swings when you locate it well, but unfortunately that time around, just able to hold up.
That's Matthew Gravelin's turn, 0 for 3, pair of ground outs and a strikeout. Gravelin, one of the more quiet bats in this lineup. Just his 3rd game. And the first pitch, a slider. Swivels away from his bat. It's a swing and a miss, 0-1. Now, we've heard of fog outs in this league. I don't know if Bourne is the leader of that, though.
Now that fog is setting in.
Curls and unfurls a fastball on the inside edge. It's 0-2.
And the lights that adorn Doran Park here just kind of extrapolate that a little bit more.
That is one of the most complexified yet poignant sentences I've heard you say all year.
Cool. Thanks.
0-2. Kick and a pitch. It's swung on and rolled to the right side. Backhand flip by Bozer on the second. Throw to first. It's a double play. Big way to clear the bases for Faraday. And there's 2 down.
And after the Gateman scores 6 unanswered, the last thing you want to do is allow Bourne to start a rally. And after the leadoff man got on through the walk, that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Jake Faraday.
Faraday inducing the soft contact as an otherwise strikeout pitcher. So a twin killing clears the bases, and it's Davis Gillespie who's 1 for 3. First pitch to the righty. Called strike. Faraday just having the year of his life, really. Breakout season with Arkansas. 1.84 ERA and 14 2/3. And he lets an 0-1 rip on the outside edge, a called strike 0-2. 16 appearances, and he was kind of a short distance guy with them, yet his first outing here was for 2 innings. Winds and fires the 0-2. It's fouled off.
Ryan Smythe is a huge fan of him. He said, if you're going to go to war, he's a guy who I want by my side. He's got that mentality, a little bit of an edge, and the attitude that you want on the mound. For a guy that's quiet like Faraday, he's a bulldog out there.
Especially as really a closer.
It's exactly what you need.
Time called, and stepping back in is Gillespie out of Southern Mississippi. Left fielder for the Braves. 0-2 on the way. Called strike 3. Paints the fastball down the middle. 3 pitches. That's the good morning, good afternoon, and good night to retire the side. 3 batters, 3 outs, and it's still a 7-3 advantage for the Gatemen as we head to the top of the 9th at Doran Park on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Top 9 here at Doran Park. The Gatemen lead it 7-3 over the Bourne Braves on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Kyle Marchak with Ethan Eibe and our producer, Joe Henry, on a foggy afternoon where the Gatemen lead it by 4 runs. Kicking a deal, Bo Bryans in his second inning of relief. It's a fastball that runs away from the zone and into the left-handed batter's box. Michael Lippy at the dish. He's 1 for 3. And our beautiful producer, Allison Dewitt, as well, looking at me like, hey, where's my name on this 1-0 deal and a awkward swing over a slider. 1-1.
Gatemen retook the lead in that 7th inning, put up 3 runs, and then you're wondering, well, will they get some insurance? Well, they sure did. 3 more in the 8th.
Bo Bryans' first inning of relief back in the 8th. Not a good one. 1-1 offering, swing and a miss over the changeup. 1-2. He allowed a Reinhardt single, a Bozer single, a walk to Turner, 2 RBI single from Gerald, and then he got the double play to get out of it. 1-2. Brian sets, kicks, and deals. Swing and a miss. Fastball on the outside edge. Found the hole in his bat, and there's 1 away.
Well, if the Gatemen are able to hang on to this one, and Faraday stays out there, gets the final 3 outs, you can call this one the best win of 2024 to this point, Kyle.
Easily. All-around effort and a comeback one at that. Gatemen started down 1-0 after a run came in the first. But they responded with a solo shot in the 3rd. Bourne responded once more with 2 back in the 3rd. Kicking a deal to the lefty, the leadoff hitter, Summerhill out of Arizona. It's a called strike. No, it's just outside, 1-0. Then after that, 3 straight scoreless innings on what was a 3-1 score for Bourne until we got to the 7th, and the Gatemen scored 3. 1-0 deal. Bryans lets it rip in a fastball, painted on the inside edge, 1-1. Then they put up another 3 spot in the 8th, an onslaught of hits, 9 as a matter of fact, in the past 2 innings. So it's 7-3 Gatemen. Brines with a close stance on the bump, kicks and uncoils a fastball up and in. It's fouled off, 1-2.
Can't even see the trees or the soccer field that's behind the outfield wall here at Doran Park. That's how thick this fog is right now.
A misted outfield here at Doran Park as Brendan Summerhill will switch out bats now that he's chose to swing the wood again after getting in a single to start his hitting day back in the 6th on a bunt. Then he got a real single back in the 7th, too. A 2-for-4 day. Summerhill continuing to be an on-base machine. Digs back in with some new lumber. 1-2 with one away. Brines with a couple of toe taps. Kick in the proposition. Fastball is popped up. Shallow left. Fighting the mist is Clay Grady. And the Hokie snuffs it out into the leather. There's 2 away. Two up, 2 down. And here's Jimenez. 0 for 4. Uncharacteristic day out of what was the hot bat yesterday. Lefty on righty, 2 down, bases empty. First pitch slider will get me over for a strike.
Let's put the ball in play 3 out of the 4 times he's been out. A couple times on the ground.
0-1. And a firm fastball misses inside, 1-1. So we talked about how the defense has struggled today. 5 errors between these two teams. Well, you don't want to give it a TOB, says Mike Mobbs.
A TOB?
1-1, cut on and missed, 1-2. I'll explain this quickly. A TOB is a transfer of blame, Ethan. Thank you for teeing me up on that. And that's something that he says he's instilled as an acronym so that his hitters don't transfer the blame of a bad day to anyone else except themselves. It's worked so far. 11 hits, 7 runs. 1-2, kicks and unfurls. A fastball off the end of the bat and nubbed foul straight back.
I've never heard that before, which is, of course, why they call it a mobism, but TOB. I mean, that applies not just to hitting, but to any area of
Anything.
life. You're having a bad day, don't blame, obviously you could blame it on some other stuff, but, it's just it's a mental thing.
1-2 with 2 down. Jimenez wags his bat as he awaits. Brines lets it fire. Called strike 3. That'll retire the side. Mobism, a religion or a philosophy? We'll find out more as we head to the bottom of the 9th. It's a 7-3 advantage. Time for the Gatemen to close things out. Jake Faraday on the bump on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Bottom 9 we go here at Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts. The reigning champs of the Cape Cod Baseball League down right now on a rough start to their Cape campaign here in 2024. They're down 7-3, and well, they're threatened by what could be their 4th loss of the year. They're 2-3-1. Meanwhile, the Gatemen, let's switch the focus to them, up 7-3 over these guys and looking for what could be their 5th win in 7 tries. Jake Faraday had a 1-2-3 inning back in the 8th, looking to do the same here in the 9th.
Would be easily their finest win of the season, comeback fashion, some late life in the bats, 3 runs each in the 7th and 8th innings.
Clay Grady 0 for 3, shows bunt and pulls away. A first pitch off speed into the dirt. Ball 1. Faraday drew a walk, then got a ground ball double play, and then a strikeout. So the 9-hole hitter Grady looking to refurbish the offense for the Braves here. Shows bunt, watches a fastball on the outside edge. It's a ball, 2-0.
Don't blame Grady for wanting to start it off with the small ball approach here. You saw that work for the Gatemen a couple innings prior. And for a team that hasn't scored since the 3rd inning, they're looking for just about anything to get going.
Faraday sets at the belt, and the lanky righty lets a fastball down low. It's 3-0. Has this wiry frame that produces a fastball up to 96. Raises the leather in the air as he gets the sign, kicks and deals the 3-0. There it is, strike 1.
Only 3 hits today for the Braves.
Offense that has been blanked. 3-1 deal. Cut on and missed 3-2. And it was Cole Lehman that allowed most of those runs. Uncharacteristic start from him, his 2nd appearance of the year.
Yeah, it was rough in that first inning. Those 3 walks and a hit batter he gave up, but did simmer down towards the end, but the bullpen has been locked down since.
3-2 is fouled off. Staying alive is Grady, the sophomore Hokie. Three balls, 2 strikes.
Bullpen's only allowed 1 hit today.
Bullpen's been a bunch of studs so far. The 3-2 pitch swung on and popped. Shallow center. Coming in, saying he has it, and making the catch. Out there is Summerhill. There's out number 1. Back to the top of the order. Here's Chris Stanfield out of Auburn, center fielder, and he's 0 for 4 today. One down, bottom 9, 7-3 score for the Gatemen. Faraday set. Kicks in the pitch. In there, strike 1. Stanfield today, fly out, ground out, strike out, then reached on an error from the 3rd baseman Turner. 0-1, and he lets it rip. A fastball to the chest protector. It's strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Faraday gets the sign. Sets at the belt. Here's the pitch to the righty out of Auburn. Called strike 3. Wanted nothing with that fastball. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and there's 2 down, 1 out away for Gateman victory.
Faraday looking just so comfortable on the mound right now. That last batter, man, just fanned him real quick.
And I'm not really sure what Stanfield saw there. 3 pitches on the inside part of the plate. But that's a pitching philosophy that Eric Luxus, the pitching coach for the Gatemans, really instilled. Feeding the inside corner. Here's Jack Penny out of Notre Dame. And the first pitch is down low. He's 0 for 3 today. A pair of ground outs and a line out. He did walk in the first, which was the trouble inning for the Gatemen to start things off. 1-0 to the lefty with a gilded helmet. And an off-speed kisses the outside edge for strike 1. 1-1 count. Faraday nods. Sets the red leather at his belt. And the pitch. Outside. As the sun's completely set here at Bourne, the mist has really filled the atmosphere. You can still see the outfield fence. By no means an easy glance. The 2-1 pitch. Caught on and missed, chasing the high heat. It's 2-2. And a miss that has rolled in with a set of great hitters for the Gatemen today. The theme, really no clarity for the Braves, who started with a lead and couldn't do anything else about it once the Gatemen came back. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and popped up left side. This could be it. Giving chase is Turner, looking up, and he runs out of room just at the fence in front of his foes there, the Braves dugout. So we reset. 2's across the board, and empty bases behind Faraday. Looking for another game finish. He gets the sign, kicks and uncoils the 2-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner, away to paint off a great picture. That is a Gateman victory today, 7-3 the final score. The bullpen came in clutch, but the bats were clutcher today, Ethan.
My goodness, this just felt like such a complete game, especially here towards the end. The clutch gene of this Wareham Gatemen offense finally showed itself. They were down 3-1 entering that 7th inning, exploded for 3 runs, 3 more an inning later, and they never looked back. And Jake Faraday was terrific here in these final 2 frames. The entire bullpen effort today after they took over for Cole Lehman, Gavin Black, Jacob Faulkner as well, terrific. Only 1 hit allowed, Kyle.
How about 7 scoreless innings from the bullpen today? Just 1 hit allowed, as you said, with 5 strikeouts to their credit, too, between those 3 that came out. But how about 9 hits between the 7th and 8th innings for the Gatemen? They really came through with a pair of 3 spots. Just some great stuff from the bats today. A 2-hit effort from Summerhill, and then on.
Especially at the bottom of the order. You got to give credit to guys like Jacob Jarrell in that 7 spot. A terrific debut for him. That homer in the 3rd inning got things started, but he added some key insurance runs with a 2-run single in the 8th inning to cap off runs 6 and 7 for Wareham. Michael Lippi added an RBI. Eli Putnam with 2 more hits. I mean, it was a terrific effort up and down the order today.
Absolutely. The Gatemen now move on to 5-2 on the season. A lot to look forward to. We'll check in on the score for Hyannis sometime soon to see what they can do in terms of that lead, but they move on to that team tomorrow. You guys don't want to miss at 6 p.m. They host the first place Harbor Hawks in the West Division. So the chase for first place early in the regular season of the West is still on as the Gatemen remain a half game back on the Harbor Hawks. Make sure you guys don't miss it. The post-game show on the Gatemen Baseball Network posted on all socials after this. It'll be up within the next 15 minutes, and we'll have a lot more to break down on what the Gatemen did for this victory tonight. But for our producers, Allison DeWitt and Joseph Henry, our sideline reporter, Madison Walker, and of course, the wonderful Ethan Eibe, I'm Kyle Marchak signing off, where the final score is 7-3 at Dornan Park, and the Gatemen win it by that 7-3 advantage. We'll see you guys next time on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.